Hey friends, welcome to this drawing and painting lesson. Today what we're going to create is a folk art sun. So let's get started. For this lesson you will need a few things. You will need a piece of paper. I'm using a watercolor paper here because we will be using watercolor paints. If you don't have a watercolor paper, that's okay. Just use any thick paper that you have. You'll need some watercolor paints. You'll need some clean water with a brush. You will need a pencil. You will need either a crayon or an oil pastel. Either one will work. You'll need a handy dandy paper towel for messes and cleanups. And you'll also need some sort of a template that you could use to make a round circle. It could be a plate, it can be a bowl, it can be a piece of paper that's cut into a circle. It's completely up to you, but we want that shape to be nice and round. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to create our sun. So I'm going to take my plate that I got out of my kitchen. I'm going to turn it upside down and right in the middle of my piece of paper with even spaces on the side and on the top and the bottom. I'm going to outline, I'm going to go around my plate with my pencil, and I'm holding it down here in the middle so it doesn't shift around. If you don't hold it in the middle, it could move around and then you might not have a perfect circle. All right, so there's my circle. Perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my pencil down and I'm going to move to my crayon or my oil pastel. I like to use oil pastel if I have it available to me because it has a nice and thick line, so I'm going to use that. I'm using a black. If you'd like to use another color, that's okay. You can use whatever color you'd like. So the first thing that you're going to do after you make your circle is you're going to go along the circle and you're going to press pretty hard with your oil pastel or your crayon. We want to try to stay on that circle, that pencil line, like this. All right? All right, so next what we're going to do is we are going to create a series of triangles all the way around our circle. So I'm going to go slowly and carefully so I do my best work. So do you see how my triangles are attached to each other? I'm just going all the way around. And if I get going a little bit too fast for you, go ahead and pause the video. And then you can start it back up again once you catch up. It's okay if some of the rays are a little bit larger than others. All right, now that we have our basics of our sun, what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of decoration in the middle. So I'm going to make some nice big eyes, big round circles. If you'd like to make a different shape, go ahead and do that. I'm going to put some pupils here in the middle. I'm going to create a nose. There are different ways that you can make a nose. You might even have a way that you like to make a nose. I think I'm going to make a nose that kind of looks like this. So it's almost like an upside down heart with two swirly lines at the end. And then I'm going to make some lips. So to make lips, you go like this. You have a straight line. And then on top of that straight line, you have two curved lines, and then down below you have one more curved line coming in like this. If you'd like to make a different mouth, just maybe like a smiling mouth or a circle mouth or a big mouth, it's completely up to you. Now I do see that we have a little bit of space on our sun and we can add some decorations. So let's take a look right here in the middle, and keep in mind we're going to try to make things symmetrical, meaning that things that are the same on this side are the same on this side, okay? So if we have something right up here, let's say maybe a little flower. And let's say I'll put 3 dots here. I'm just kind of thinking about things as I go. And then down here, maybe I'll put some swirls. And I think I'm done because I want to make sure that I have all of my spaces filled up, but I don't want it to be so crowded that we can't see the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Alrighty friends, our next step is going to be applying paint. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just kind of think about my sun, think about the colors that I'd like to use in my sun. And I do know that the sun is generally a yellow color, maybe a little bit of an orange. So I'm going to stick with the warm colors. Warm colors are colors, when you look at them, they kind of make you feel warm, right? So you think about maybe a yellow, orange, red, a little bit of pink. So that's what I'm going to focus on for my face of my sun. I'm going to focus on those warm colors. For the background, I'm going to focus more on the cool colors. Cool colors are greens, blues, and purples. And the reason why I'm not going to put warm colors in the back is because I really want my sun to stand out. I want it to pop out. Okay? So warm colors on the sun and cool colors on the background. If you'd like to switch it up and put the cool colors on the sun and the warm colors in the background, go ahead and do that. This is your art, so you should be able to do what you want to do. So what we're going to do now is we are going to get our paints ready for us to use, and I'm going to put a small drop of water into each pan of paint. That way the water will dissolve the paint just a little bit before we start using it, and it'll be ready for us to go. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm just going to start painting with yellow on my sun, and then I will be adding other colors as I go. And I'm going to keep with that theme of using my warm colors on the sun and cool colors for the background. One thing that I'm not going to do, and this is just me, you can do whatever you want to do, but I'm not going to put any color at all on my sun's eyes. Okay, I'm just going to go around those eyes. And I think I'm going to use a different color on those swirls. So I'm going to go around those swirls. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to speed up this video. You can continue watching me because I'll speed paint really fast. And you can continue watching me, or you can get started on your own project. I'll see you back here. Alrighty friends, I'm back, and I really like the way that my sun turned out. A couple of things. I wanted to make sure that I stayed kind of in the lines, but at the same time I did allow my watercolor paint to spread around a little bit. That's just the nature of watercolor paint. It likes to spread around. If you want to stop that spread, you can take your handy dandy paper towel and dab it a little bit onto your paint, and it should soak up some of that paint so it won't spread as much. Another thing is, I don't know if you noticed this on the video, but I've used different colors. I used a purple up here in the corner just because I felt like it, and then I used a lot of blue, and down here at the bottom I used more of an aqua bluish greenish color. So I kind of mixed them all together because that's just what I wanted to do at that moment. So when I paint, I just don't think about it too much, I just do. All right? I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. I'll see you next time.